Morning, it is Monday, August 22nd, and we have a pretty standardized routine for Mondays here at the dairy farm. Me and Dad, we go through, we pick out all of the close-up animals out of the corrals. So we got the dry cow corral. These are all cows that have been milked before, but they're pregnant, dry for 2 months before they're gonna milk for another 10 months. So we're gonna pick out the ladies that are 3 weeks off calving out of these two corrals, put them in the close-up straw pack. And then we also have the bred heifer corral. So those are ladies that have not yet calved. And we always just walk through those bred heifer corrals and see if there's anybody that's bagging up, starting to look like they're gonna calve soon. That's only really way that we just look for the heifers to take out of those two corrals, is when their bags start to grow and fill. And then we know they're gonna calve soon because they start to produce that colostrum for the calf. And then you can see it pretty obviously. Those two bred heifer corrals are this one and that one. Hey, she don't like the concrete there. Hey, come on, girlie. It's okay. Hey. We finished the close-up cows. Now we got some cows to needle in the barn. The feed wagon's pulling through for the first load they're gonna get this morning. Then after he's all the way through, we'll lock the self-lockers. I never like to lock the self-lockers before he's done feeding, just in case the feeder makes a mistake, goes too close, then the cows can't pull their heads away. Just a safety thing, we never lock them before the feed is already here and the tractor still has to drive through. But then we'll lock those self-lockers and get it done. After the morning milking, all of the beds are usually full. The cows, they eat a little bit and then they go lay down right away. So until that feed wagon pulls through the barn, they stay laying down. Now we got all the cows locked in the freestall barn. We're picking out the cows that we want to dry off. There's a total of 13 cows we're looking for.
644.
Yeah, we need this one as well. First.
Hey Miriam, I got her. Maybe she'll sneak under here, be the easiest. We got all those ladies sorted that we wanted to dry off. We put them in a group on the straw pack here. There's 13 cows here total. They're gonna stay here, eat a light or TMR for a couple days. They'll back off of the milk production. We'll milk them once a day as well. That's also gonna help back off their milk production. Once these ladies go outside in a few days, we're gonna add that bit of straw pack to the special needs or close-up pack, and that's gonna give us more room for those milking cows. The barn's pretty full, so even though we're drying 13 cows off, we have a bunch more that are gonna calve, and we need some more room for the milking cows, so we're gonna pack the straw pack a little fuller here. Put 48 cows here maybe. That's 4 lines through the milking parlor. Should fit on this straw pack. It's well over 200 foot long. The pack's 20 feet wide, and there's plenty of alley space for those 48 cows to be eating here. So it should work out pretty good. These ladies will be here for another couple days and then they'll go outside. We're now heading out to the field to see if we can bale some straw, although it just started spitting, which is kind of ironic, so the answer is obviously going to be no. I just want to check it out though. We got 3 crop farmers that are going to be dropping straw for us this year, so shout out to those 3. We're really thankful for that. We need to make a lot of straw bales this year, and we definitely do not have enough straw for ourselves, so that's awesome. And I also just went to the mail and checked it out and had some cards in there. So shout out to Douglas from the States for sending me this sweet card. It says home sweet home on the front. He's saying congrats on the house. And another one from a more local guy, Wes, who is also known, I guess, as Asquith Mainlines. I always see him in the comments down below. He sent me a pretty cool card too. On the front it says, when you're rich and famous, remember to thank those friends who bought you a nice card all those years ago. I really like that one. It's pretty funny. But yeah, we're gonna go head out to the field, check out the straw, and see if we can maybe bale today. Unlikely though. So this is the field we're gonna be baling. You can see the farm way in the distance there. This is probably a mile away. But these swaths are really tough right now. There's no way we're gonna be baling this anytime soon unless the sun comes out. But again, it's spitting. You know, there's the odd drop coming down right now, and it's super humid. And it's not that hot out, so I highly doubt we're going to be getting into this today. You never know, maybe this afternoon turns around. I guess we'll check out that new land that we got, which is just across the road over here. I have not yet driven on it, so we're gonna go drive across it for the first time ever. Never driven on this land. We bought it this spring. There was 1 year of rent on it yet, so we get to farm it next spring. We'll go check it out. Here we go. So this is it. I guess we'll do a lap around the field. There was some tree rows in here, and they took them down, I believe, a year or 2 ago. Put them on big piles, so we got to deal with those next spring. Here's those tree rows. So we might just come out here with the New Holland or the case wheel loader, push it all up onto one big pile, burn it another time. And then maybe next year we'll just bury it all, because we want to make this a nice block quarter. We don't want any of these breakups because of the old tree rows. So yeah, this is 160 acres. It's, you know, 1.25 miles away from the farm, so around 2 kilometers away, so it's really close. And we're very lucky to have gotten our hands on this piece of land. It's a nice square. Once we get rid of all these tree rows and the dead branches and everything, we're really looking forward to farming this next spring. We are going to get on this field quite a bit this fall yet, because we're probably going to be putting 100% of the liquid manure on this new piece of land. It's a slightly poorer soil, light sandy stuff, and it's never seen manure before, I believe, so it'll be really good to get all of the liquid manure on this quarter, around 2 million gallons on 160 acres. So that's gonna happen this fall yet. There's a lot of stuff to clean up here though, a lot of trees. We'll have to disc these lines out next spring probably. If we take a look at what kind of soil it is, it's pretty much just sand. I wouldn't call this sandy loam. It's light, it's fine, but it's not the worst sand in the world. It actually looks pretty good for fields out here. But one thing with this field, there's a bunch of tree lines in here. The previous owner, he had ripped up a bunch of old maple trees. You can see there's still piles everywhere. And they've been here for 2 years probably now. And there's a bunch of regrowth on these carriganas. So it's still gonna take a decent little chunk of work to clean this whole field up and make it a nice square block like we want to. But it is already halfway there, I guess. There's another tree line in the distance there. This one goes the whole length of the quarter and then cuts across probably another 250, 300 yards or so. 2 days ago, we were pumping liquid manure out of our lagoon right here. I still have the pump in the pit. I haven't done anything with the pump or the Versatile yet. So we're gonna unhook the hose, take the PTOs off, pull the pump out of the pit and unhook it from the Versatile so we can park this thing inside. We like to park our tractors inside, keeps them clean, out of the rain, out of the sun, and keeps them in better condition. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's liquid manure in here or if there is air. I think it'd be dumb to assume there was air in there. Seems to be pressurized liquid. Well, that's interesting. All right. Got her completely unhooked. Go park this thing in the shed now. Well, we've continued to try to make those round bales of straw, but today is just frustrating. Not able to dry any swaths down pretty much. It's overcast, it's humid, and you gotta make sure the bales are dry when you're making them. Otherwise, they're just not gonna keep. But Dad is gonna move over a bin to our new feed mill project, and I'm gonna help him out with that. So we're gonna get that done instead. This is the bin. It's so small because it's just going to be used for heifer mineral, and we feed about 50, maybe 60 kgs of that a day, so we don't need a big bin for it at all. It's a Meridian bin. It's got the skid underneath it, which is just this white kind of bars, and that's for if you're going to put it on gravel or dirt maybe, then it needs a greater surface area than just the legs. But since we're putting it on concrete, we got to take that off. So we're going to do that first with the cordless impact. Gotta get this genie out of the way. So we're trying to put that bin on the edge right there. There's gonna be a total of 3 bins on this pad. So this one we're setting is gonna be right on the edge, in line with the 3rd bin here. Climbed a little ways up this first grain leg, the red one. It's a little bit smaller than the big guy over there, but we're pretty much perfectly in line with these smaller commodity bins here. And you can see they've drawn little circles on the tops of each of those bins, and that's where they're gonna cut the spouting into these bins. They're not doing it into the lids. That's an option they gave us, so you can always open the lid of the bin and still fill it with an auger if you really had to. Say something terrible happened and this grain leg was out of commission for a little while, you could always get by filling those bins manually with an auger. Same as on all those big bins. You can see it on this one over here. The spouting goes into the bin, not through the lid, but right beside the lid instead. So, well, it's the first bin on this side in place. Got it anchored down. Looks good, eh?
Looks good. We measured it all, so
it's perfectly on the spot where it needs to be, to the 1/2 millimeter, right?
yeah, because you measured it all, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, we got everything done today except for what I really wanted to do, which was bale straw, but today just wasn't the day for it. It was too humid, cloudy until about 8 o'clock at night. The sun came through a little bit there at the end, right when it was setting, so it was pretty much, the day was done already. So that's unfortunate. Tomorrow's supposed to be a lot hotter, a little bit more wind, sunny, and this should be a lot better to dry hay. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram @SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.